Thanks for joining us. I'm meteorologist Joe Winters along with meteorologist Camille Dinka on a very important weather day.
Yeah, I mean, it is Groundhog Day, and so we're looking ahead to seeing what some of our weather forecasters think of what's to come for our weather.
Isn't it amazing though? One prediction, would you like this? One prediction a year, then you get to sleep the rest of the year.
Oh, great.
You don't have to worry about anything else, and the best part is, nobody remembers your prediction next year.
No, truly, you get another chance at it.
Do you remember what Punxsutawney Phil predicted last year?
No, I don't know, but I'm sure he's a bias.
We think so,
Yeah.
but we don't know.
Sure,
We don't remember
yeah.
his prediction. That's the greatest thing. But we'll talk Punxsutawney Phil's prediction first, because as groundhogs go, obviously the most famous groundhog is in Pennsylvania. It's been around for years, I think since the early or late 1800s. Let's go ahead and take a look at what we saw for Punxsutawney Phil's prediction. And it happens early in the morning. We're going to hear much more about Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and how everything happens in just a little while. Not live from Gobbler's Knob, that would be fun, but we will find out from someone that has been to Gobbler's Knob. And there you go. Saw his shadow this morning.
Yes, he did.
And predicted 6 more weeks of winter.
Yep. I'm not super thrilled about that, but we can handle it. We've got 6 more weeks, and then spring should hopefully be here.
And astronomically, we still have 7 weeks of winter.
Oh, goodness.
I didn't want to tell everybody that, but we do have 7 more weeks of winter left astronomically. That doesn't mean the weather's going to be, everybody thinks the weather's going to be like it was the last couple of weeks,
No.
right? Where all of a sudden we just had this just bitter cold and snow. Are we going to get some of that again?
Yeah.
Of course. But probably we're past the worst of the cold,
True.
at least for a short period
yeah.
of time.
Hopefully no more negatives for highs, but we'll
Would,
hope for that.
That would definitely be preferred. Now, let's just take a look, though, at Phil's groundhog predictions over the years. Out of 131 predictions, he has only predicted an early spring about 16% of the time. 21 predictions. I'm thinking Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania must be a real cloudy place.
It must
Long winter, about 110 predictions of that. About 84% of the time, he predicts, again, a long, long winter and extra time for the winter season. So certainly something that we see more often is the long winter prediction, and not necessarily what we see as far as his predictions for an early spring. So everybody hopes for an early spring. Doesn't always happen, but that's what happened this year, was a long winter. Joining us now is TV9's Rebecca Vaughn.
Hello.
Pennsylvanian, but not only Pennsylvanian, you have been to Gobbler's Knob and to Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania.
I have. It's a very unique experience. I was talking a little earlier with Camille. It's one of those things that it's so exciting to say, I've been there, I've done that, but once is enough. It's a lot to experience.
Okay, first of all, the town of Punxsutawney. Tell us about that.
Very groundhog themed.
Surprise.
There are statues around the town that you can take pictures with of Phil, the groundhog, and you got to collect all of them. There's a bakery that makes groundhog-themed cupcakes. I know we got some of those when we were there. There's a big mural on the side of one of the buildings. They are very themed around Groundhog Day, which groundhog, one.
There is no
Groundhog
S.
Day.
I understand. However,
One real one.
as you'll find out, there are many, but yes, obviously the most famous. So then, why were you there?
So I was there on a college reporting trip.
Okay.
Since we were in southwestern Pennsylvania. I don't remember how long of a drive it was, but it made sense that here's a great experience to get college kids in front of a insane amount of people to have that experience of that type of crowd, but also it was a great way to see how media really works in that environment. So we got to see all of the cool satellite trucks setting up in the rows and all the big media.
So how much media do you see there?
That's a ton. So much. Like they have this whole area sectioned out just for the big trucks because cell service isn't super great there. So, traditionally we have a little backpack to feed back a live stream. That won't work in Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. So a lot of places bring the big truck still.
So did you get out there before the Groundhog Day? Did you get out there before, or did you go on Groundhog Day?
And we went on Groundhog Day
Okay. So you arrived
at 3 a.m.
as everything was happening.
Well, actually, if I recall, because this was 2022 that I went. So it's
long ago.
But we might have pulled into Punxsutawney around midnight.
Okay, so of Groundhog Day, though.
Yes. Slept for like an hour, maybe an hour and a half. and got there at 3 a.m. because that's when the doors open. That's when you're allowed to see Gobbler's Knob, which it's a cool thing to be there so early when people are still filling in.
So is this a big place, Gobbler's Knob?
It's not, the stage is not that big. I think
Okay.
that's one thing that surprised me a lot was the stage is really small. This is a photo I took while I was standing waiting for things to happen because
You had a close spot, it
yes,
looks like.
since we were there so early and technically with media, they let us get nice and close. I was there with my little
Wow.
camera doing my thing. It was a lot of fun. And the people on stage, you know, they bring in local high schoolers to be the cheerleaders and they're singing and dancing on stage. They really get everyone local involved because this is their big day of the year.
Wow.
Well,
that's
from
so
a
incredible.
tourist perspective, this must be, I mean, make their whole community.
Yes.
This day must be huge for them that way.
Yes, and I think we were reading yesterday that last year, 2025, was 50,000 people there. So it's a bunch of people. It's very cold, and it's early in the morning. So it's just, it's kind of like a fever dream.
I'm sure.
When you're sick and you're laying in bed and you're like, there's no way this is real. And half the people are dressed like groundhogs and they have the hat on. It's a lot. And then 7 a.m. rolls around. They pull him out of his stump. He picks the scroll. And the inner circle, the members of the inner circle, have to translate what he's saying. And then it's done. And you're standing there and it's 8 a.m. and like, what do I do now? And then you go into town and you get some great breakfast at one of the groundhog-themed cafes. And it's great.
And the day is over, though. It goes that fast.
It does. The anticipation to when they pull him out is a little slow because it's cold and it's loud. But once they do it, you're like, wow, this is awesome. It's a big fanfare. And then it's done.
These are some memorabilia you have.
Yes, this
from
is
your
my,
trip to
this
Gobbler's
is my
Knob.
Punxsutawney Groundhog Club coin. I have no clue
Wow.
how I ended up with this.
I was wondering if you were a member of the official Punxsutawney Groundhog Club.
It'd be great. I know the inner circle is a very secretive group. It's very hard to get information out of them. But I don't remember how I came home with this. Somebody handed it to me at one point, and they give them out. And it was in my pocket when I went home, and now I have it in one of those little frames that it's a fun thing to look back on, because I really didn't take that many pictures.
So would you go back again? Okay, before you answer that, what would you recommend if someone wants to go see it live?
Go to bed really early, bring hot coffee. I don't know if you can actually bring drinks and things
Sure.
in there with you, but prepare to be cold, so dress very warm. And maybe if you're that close to the stage, bring foam earplugs,
Okay.
because it does get loud. It does get very loud.
See, this morning they had fire pots like going off in the background.
I
Who
don't
knows?
remember if my location had that. I don't know.
Maybe something they added this year. Who knows?
Maybe. I was wandering around quite a bit, though, and so I
Would
got
you
to
go
see a
back?
lot.
Would you want to go?
I think it would be cool just for like a one-time experience, just to see it once.
Yeah.
But like you were saying, it's just so many people, and so how much do you really want to have
And
to?
that's the thing. If you don't get there early and you don't get a good spot like what I had, you're not going to be able to see the stage very well. And again, the stage is not massive. So you got to get there early. You can't just come in at 6 a.m. and expect it the full fanfare.
Because it looks like it's a large, the stage is small, you said, but the area looks large.
Yes.
Where the people
Yeah,
are.
it is a big kind of, if I remember right, it was a little bit of a hillside. So if you're up on the hill, you can look down almost like an amphitheater situation. But I think that if I had a great group of people, yes, I would do it again. But right this very second, no, I think I'd rather be in bed.
I think I'm with you, though. I would like to go once
Okay.
to see it and experience it, but maybe once is just what you need.
And I think I'm content with once.
And you don't want to repeat it like they do in the Groundhog movie.
It's a good movie.
Now, though, let's discuss with Camille Phil's accuracy. Because I know you like hold him near and dear in your heart.
I love him.
There's Phil right now. Let's take a look at the accuracy Phil has here in Eastern Iowa.
We are seeing from 2025 that he predicted more winter. That didn't happen here in Cedar Rapids. We actually had an early spring in Cedar Rapids here. So as we look at 2024, an earlier spring, he did predict that. More winter, nope, wasn't accurate there. Early spring, 2022, more winter, nope. Early spring, then another more winter, early spring. Then 2020, early spring was actually an accurate prediction here. Then he predicted an early spring when we then got more winter in 2019. So looking at this is out of 7 years, 2 out of 7 that he was accurate for here in Cedar Rapids. So he does also have a bias with him. He will tend to predict winter more often than he will predict spring, or seeing his shadow more often than not seeing his shadow. So again, 110 at times compared to 21 times that he's predicted a spring. Kind of crazy, but in the past 10 years across the entirety of the US, he has predicted that correctly and been accurate 30% of the time. But then spring does truly start on March 20th, like Joe had said, that's that astronomical start of spring that we look at, and kind of keeping that idea of how accurate he is.
So, Phil's accuracy, not great.
Don't care.
Don't care, still?
I love him.
Still the one that you're going to trust?
Yep.
Okay.
Even though he's more biased to a winter.
It's more than just his prediction.
Okay. It's the experience.
It's a whole experience, and it's a whole, if you're a Pennsylvanian and you're from the area, I remember waking up as a kid on Groundhog Day, and right before school, what was his prediction? I have to know. I haven't heard other people doing that very often.
It's fun, but there are more than one groundhog. Thank you. It was great for you to share your memories of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania, and what it's like to be there on Gobbler's Knob. But if anyone wants to go, it's the person to contact to let you know exactly what you need to do.
Yeah. I don't know.
Let's go ahead and take a look at other prognosticators. There are many. Take a look at this. Actual groundhogs, that's the little tan. Mascot and puppets, that's kind of the darker brown. And there are other animals, armadillos. There's
a bass, there's
yes.
a couple
Oh, yeah.
alligators.
There's all kinds of animals that are doing predictions today as well. So
Yes.
something certainly that you want to take advantage of. And maybe you want to run down some of the predictions because you look up some of the other predictions. And these are more regional predictions for some of them,
Yes.
closer to here in eastern Iowa.
Yeah, so Gertie the groundhog is located in Hannah City, Illinois. She's been predicting since 1993, and this year predicted more winter. So, keeping that in mind. And towards my home state of Wisconsin, and so is it home state for Joe as well. Jimmy the groundhog is located in Sun Prairie. Been forecasting since 1965. In early spring was the prediction for this year.
Have you been to Sun Prairie?
I've driven through it.
Have you been there for the groundhog prediction?
No, I haven't.
I have. In college,
Okay.
we would go as a meteorology class.
Okay.
And we would go have a breakfast before the prediction, go outside. They would bring Jimmy in by fire truck to
Wow.
downtown Sun Prairie, and then the mayor would listen and hear the prediction directly from Jimmy and relay that to the crowd. So
Wow.
I have been there. So, I'm a little biased. I like Jimmy myself. I think he's kind of the one, at least for here, right?
Right.
You have others too, you had.
Yeah, so one is located in Ohio. Buckeye, Chuck is located in Marion, Ohio. Been forecasting since 1979. This year predicted an early spring. And then looking at a mascot or puppet actually located here in Des Moines. It is a person who is a puppet, and a mascot, come out. Been forecasting since 2004. This year, the prediction did not fit in there, but early spring is what they were predicting this year. This starts early in the morning in Des Moines. They get there at about 3 o'clock in the morning, come out and do this prediction with this mascot. And it sounds like a lot of fun, though, if you're in Des Moines.
County Paula. Oh, yes, very famous in Des Moines. That is true. Now, that's what the predictions are. What does the weather hold? At least the next 9 days. It looks like it's going to be above normal. But if you are looking forward to the spring season, we leave you with this. The actual start of spring, officially, the vernal equinox, 46 days away. That happens on March 20th at 9:46 in the morning.
Counting down the days.
And we know spring will arrive.
Yes.
Next 9 days look good. Hope you enjoyed a little fun with Groundhog's Day and kind of finding out more about what it's like to be in Pennsylvania and look at some of the other predictions that we've seen. Thanks for joining us for our live stream today.